What's up, y'all? It's your boy DtaeNoDinero. We back at it again with another reaction, man. Today we got some silly robberies. And when I say silly, I really mean some of the dumbest criminals I ever seen in my life. You already think about stealing, man? Don't steal, first and foremost. But just look at this, man. Look at this, bro. Come on, man. Well, let's just get straight into it, bro.
This one is one of the most aberrant and comical. We first see a couple outside entering the store, and then a slightly laggard friend joining them. Obviously, her hair is causing her problems, since she keeps straightening it. While the young man stands in the corner of the store, the two girls browse the shelves, and they have a definite plan, to buy cans of Mountain Dew soda for the price of...
First off, these are some grown adults. And they're going to go steal out of the store, a convenience store. How broke can you be?
The drinks in the soda.
Some of us broke as hell. I ain't gonna catch you.
How much this great scam is that the machine doesn't serve the drink they wanted.
Hey man, subscribe to my channel, man. Forget his channel, come to mine. You feel me?
Subscribe to both channels, man. What is he talking about?
Maybe it's a simple entertainment for them.
Look how flat his head is.
It is a stupid theft.
Don't look at my
It
head,
is
John.
totally useless, as you will see. The two girls grab the cans and head for the soda fountain.
What, they about to
on the
steal
side of
something?
the cashiers.
Yes.
Then they
Wow.
discreetly pour the contents of the can.
So you want to teach them of us how to chill and steal on your channel?
Nah, I'm telling them not to steal.
You know what you're doing.
One of them will
This is gonna be dummy to you.
The young brunette woman will steal
No.
a cookie. with
I'm
the
trying to learn how to
complicity
steal
of
like
the
y'all.
friend who is still standing at the bottom. Their
I'll be
illicit
back. I gotta go put my
shopping
costume
finished, they
on.
nonchalantly leave the store, all happy with their turn. Unfortunately for them, all the sequences of the flight were recorded, and the images are so clear that we can identify their faces perfectly. But what's really ridiculous is that the two young ladies went to all the trouble of getting their favorite drink served by the soda fountain. They could have just checked first, before making their move. Considering the ease with which the two young women carried out this theft,
They
one can
stole
hear that they're
some
not
drinks.
used to it.
How thirsty
The
were you?
Indian state of Haryana was the scene of
So
a
you
pretty
get killed for that
surprising
there?
crime during the month of April this year. A
They
gang
kill
of
people for
thieves
that there? Like, what
deprived
they
the
do
whole
to people?
district
I don't
of
know.
vaccines. As the country faced an alarming
That was
shortage
an
of
American.
COVID-19 vaccines,
This
the
one?
health crisis took its toll.
This one,
A
eh?
group of bandits set out to loot an entire shipment of vaccine. After
Interesting.
breaking into the Jin hospital, the thieves ransacked everything in their path, breaking into locks and storage units. They were able to steal a total of 1,710 vaccines, without touching the medicines or cash. The reason their plan was so successful is that the hospital administration had not installed any security equipment. First, they didn't even have a security guard. But immediately after the theft, the local police registered a complaint against the perpetrators, who have not yet been identified. Were these thieves enemies of the public good, loners, or part of a network? It is likely that this theft was useless, since most vaccines degrade very quickly if they are not kept at an extremely low temperature. Even for specialists, storing vaccines is no easy task. But
I don't know if I can say that was a good thing that they stole some COVID-19 vaccines or it was a bad thing. I don't know. I ain't got no COVID vaccine yet, but I ain't got COVID neither, so I'm cool. I'm blessed. But I don't know. They probably did some Robin Hood stuff and they stole something that was more gonna be good for the poverty, the poor or something. I don't know, man.
how could this gang of brutal thieves, who break everything in their path, have delicately placed these stolen vaccines at precise temperature?
Cause it was stole from somebody that worked there, obviously.
Unfortunately, COVID-19 vaccines, like drugs and some medicines, are widely circulated on the dark web, and these greedy and selfish thieves do not hesitate in front of the lure of this game. Do you like this video? Then don't forget to give us a like, to subscribe to the channel, and to activate the bell, so you won't miss any of our next publications. We continue. In China's Qinghai district, there is a man, nicknamed Wang, who once had the misfortune to incur a large gambling debt. It was imperative that he pay this debt, but he was far from having the necessary sum. In this critical situation, some people sometimes think of dishonest ways to get money. Wang, for example, had a bright idea inspired by Western films. This idea is very simple to carry out. It does not require violence,
Barbershop was a
hostage
funny
taking,
movie.
or unparalleled computer
Hilarious.
skills. Wang was sure that by pouring bottles of water into vending machines, he would be able to produce a short circuit that would make all the bills in the machine flow out. The The surveillance videos show him pouring several bottles into 3 vending machines without the slightest hindrance, causing material damage estimated at over 22,000 euros. It is difficult to determine how much profit this madman could have made from all this damage. However, it is certain that everything became more complicated for him, since the police quickly identified and found him. And the funny thing is that he dared to say that the culprit was his twin brother. We imagine that his death must have been...
Oh my God. These gotta be so far some of the dumbest criminals I've ever seen. Poured water in an ATM, thinking that it was gonna miraculously send money out of it. I would think that'd freeze up the machine. I mean, I don't know, man. Float your own boat, man. You think you smart enough to be a criminal? Go ahead, go do it. I hope it's smarter than them. Cause dude, that was by far the worst one I've seen so far, man. That was just stupid. Like, and then you said it was your twin brother. I mean, both of y'all going to jail, even if you had a twin. Cause it was just dumb.
Been improved by a nice fine, and that all the problems he had must have put him off the game. In any case, we had a lot of fun with him. Here's a hell of a duo. 2 hooded thieves determined to break into a store in China. For more discretion, they had decided to commit the crime in the middle of the night. Their plan of action was not excessively worked. It was to break the front door of the store with bricks previously brought, and to help themselves at will once inside. We see them arrive. They look suspicious and examine the surroundings. But as soon as they are sure not to be observed, they pass to the action. The first, closer to the door, throws the brick. Then he wants at once to change position, and does not see that his accomplice had projected the brick in his turn. This one struck him in full head. He falls stiffly at once, and loses consciousness. His friend then tries to get him up, but his sidekick is perfectly inert, and he is forced to drag him. If the 2 individuals have traveled a long distance without a vehicle, they are not at the end of their pain. In any case, it's a nice ending, and a good illustration of karma. These images from different surveillance cameras are of poor quality.
He hit his homie in the head with a brick.
The movements of this thief, who likes to complicate his life. He had planned to break into a supermarket, not through the front door, but by climbing onto the roof.
I don't know what in the Mr. and Mrs. Smith idea he got this from,
but trying to climb a wall from a fairly accessible height. However, he doesn't succeed at first, and we see him take a fall that must have hurt him a lot, but not enough to discourage him. A few moments later, he tries again, and this time with more success. The thief then disappears from the camera's field and works on the roof to open an access and enter the establishment. He succeeds, we don't know how, but it is at the price of a terrible upheaval. Indeed, one sees various components of the roof suddenly collapsing, carrying in their fall the theft, which falls for the second time. However, he quickly gets up, all triumphant, because the hardest part is over. The thief only has to fill his cart as he wishes, without forgetting of course to strip the box. He is the master of the place. But getting out of the store was perhaps harder than getting in. In the next few minutes, he will fail at everything he sets out to do. We first see him struggling to break the window, then trying to get out through the open roof, using a ladder that ends up slipping out from under his feet, causing him to fall a third time. The thief, whom we always feel sorry for, tries to break the surveillance camera that he has finally noticed, but he misses. Finally, by lassitude, he sits down on a barrel and smokes a cigarette while the police arrive on the scene.
Oh my God.
His adventure, in
Oh
any
my
case,
God,
was
bro.
rich in twists
Oh
and
my
turns,
God.
And by telling it,
Oh my God, I don't know what's more funnier. Him falling 3 times, him sitting there to smoke the cigarette because he knew he wasn't going to get away. What, bro? But that was just some real funny stuff right there, bro. The man really just broke in here from the roof and couldn't get out.
I'm crying.
And then while he was in there trying to get out, he tried to climb back up there and fell again.
Idiots. World's most idiots.
he will have something to amuse his cellmates. The shortest robbery attempts are the best. In Thailand, Suphachai Panthong, a 27-year-old man, entered a jewelry store. He had no intention of buying any charm. His not-so-inventive plan was simple, to run away from the store once he had the jewel in hand. We see him enter, a little uncomfortable, going back and forth, then asking to try on a gold necklace worth 600 euros. The jeweler hands it to him, and Suphachai tries it on, adjusts it, examines it, and rushes towards the closed door. Bam! Closed. It would seem that his physiognomy did not inspire confidence in the clairvoyant salesman, who had surreptitiously opened the front door. The thief is thus trapped without knowing it, and all
He didn't even care. He just knew he was like, yeah, come here. Look how he casually just told him to give me the chain, bro.
Back to the seller, who doesn't seem surprised or even angry. A few moments later, the police proceeded to the arrest of the Thai, who deserves the prize for the most ridiculous attempted robbery. Two thieves in a black vehicle had decided to steal a car. Not a parked car by forcing the door out of sight, but a moving car by bullying and threatening the driver. The black vehicle with tinted windows is seen in the surveillance footage blocking the path of an oncoming white car, which had no choice but to brake. Immediately the armed robber jumps out of his vehicle, rushes towards the driver at the stop, and threatens him by summoning him to release his car. This one obeys without opposing resistance, and moves away the hands raised of the malefactor. The thief's method was all too successful, and the white vehicle is now his. But a circumstance, comical for us, and painful for him, will quickly make him disenchanted. The stolen car was manual, and the thief didn't know how to drive it at all. He didn't even know how to start the car. And from time to time, it looked like he wanted to ask his victim for driving lessons. In short, he couldn't handle the situation at all, and he also made a serious mistake, which was to cause his arrest. He stayed still for a long time at the crime scene, in front of a lot of witnesses, instead of running away. What happens next is inevitable. The police intervene with a speed that is to be commended, and the thief and his accomplice are arrested. All's well that ends well. The victim of the theft gets his car back and the thieves are incarcerated. If the thieves had thought for a moment, they would have better targeted the vehicle to be stolen. In a store in Krasnodar, Russia, a young woman dressed in a short, tight dress shamefully made a spectacle of herself to the world. She first went to this establishment with a specific idea in mind: shoplifting. As there was only one customer, quite mobile but not very curious about the affairs of others, she was not much hindered in her maneuver. But her robbery technique is original, to say the least. Thus, in the pictures, we see her, in front of the refrigerator, stealthily seizing half a dozen articles that she immediately hides under her panties. She deftly manages to avoid arousing suspicion, but she doesn't get off scot-free. Certainly, she won her bet, and was not chased out of the store. And whatever food was stolen, she must have enjoyed the taste of the forbidden fruit. However, when she entered the store, she didn't have the intelligence to check if there were cameras or not. The consequence of this stupid imprudence is that the images of her pilfering, published by the security, made the turn of the world, and that she became the laughingstock of all the internet users. In addition, the police came after her, and given the clarity of the surveillance camera footage, it's hard to imagine that the thief eluded them for long. Anyway, after the repercussion of this event, she will surely not risk to do it again. We are now at the end of the video. Tell us what you...
Tell us what you think. That's what he's about to say. And I think that these were some of the worst criminals, dumbest people I've ever met, ever seen on camera. I ever seen do anything that has to do with such sort of like criminal intention. I mean, silly as it is to think that you gotta go steal anyways. This was by far some of the dumbest criminals I've ever witnessed. I'm just saying, bro. We got Buddy that done failed 3 times because he done broke in from the ceiling. We got my man that got cracked upside his head with a brick. We got a lady stealing out of a store, but didn't even try to escape the place with cameras. I mean, I just think that this is just by far just idiocy. I don't know if that's a word, idiocy. I'm making it up. It's a word now. Idiocy. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero, man. Coming to y'all with some real life advice. Don't steal. Go work for it. Let's get it.